Okay, welcome to day number 3 of the Get Productive course. So we're going to give you some perspective today. And I think having perspective is essential in being productive, because a lot of times what we do is we just kind of do things out of habit. We do things because that's just the way we've always done it. And we live life on the runway of life. You can see that in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. And that's where most of us live. But I want you to know and learn something very important. Your direction determines your destination in life. You can't separate that. You can have all the good intentions, but the intentions don't get you there. Direction gets you to a destination. But the question today is, where are you headed? Are you heading in a direction that you want to go? Or is the world, the bills, the pressures of life forcing you in a direction you don't want to go? And so today I want to show you how to get up above the trees and be able to see and look out and be able to know the direction that you're heading. So I'm going to use an illustration that if you ever read Getting Things Done, David Allen uses this, but I'm going to tweak it just a little bit to kind of help you understand the different steps that you're taking throughout this course. So we've got our 30,000 foot view, our 20,000 foot view, the 10,000 foot view, and then the runway. The runway is where you live on a daily basis. You wake up, you commute, you go to work, you do the task, you're in your to-do list, you're managing your calendar, but you never really get elevated to take a big picture view of your life. So what does that mean? Well, let's start by looking at the 30,000 foot view, and we'll come back here in just a minute. But the 30,000 foot view is what I call a life plan. A life plan is you describing on paper the destination for yourself and your family and for those that are around you. So you are claiming what that destination is. And I'm going to show you very specifically here in just a minute. But when you put down on paper your life plan, you suddenly have a vision statement for your life. It's a very important, essential document for you to have in your life, because you can always go back to this document and say, okay, am I heading in the direction that I ultimately want to go? So let's move to the 20,000 foot view. This is what I call the 6 areas of focus. Yesterday, if you took the time to do this, this is where you narrow your life down into those roles. So you've got 5 or 6 at the most essential, important roles in your life. And these are the most important roles to you. They can be personal, they can be professional. It doesn't really matter. You probably need a mixture of both to have a good balance. But what you want to do is you want to make sure that you constantly are evaluating your day and seeing if you are spending 95% of your day in these roles. That's the goal. That's what we're moving toward. Now let's look at the 10,000 foot view. We're going to get there in an upcoming day, but I just want you to understand that once you get your roles, the next greatest thing you can do is set some short-term goals. Sometimes what happens is we set these long-term goals and they just seem too big, but you have to chunk it down, get it down into 90 days and say, okay, I've got 3 months to accomplish this amount of goals, and you focus on getting those done. And then that's when you can really know that you're heading in the right way. And we're going to share with you later on a simple productivity system, one that I use every single day, that helps me make sure that I'm heading in ultimately the direction I want to go. So the runway points right back to the 30,000 foot view. And just to give you a picture, the runway is where you're going to be on a daily basis. The 10,000 foot view is often good for you to look at on a weekly basis to make sure that you are heading towards those 90-day goals. And then on a monthly basis, I like to evaluate and see where I am with my roles and things like that. And then sometimes, maybe every 6 months, if not at least at the very minimum once a year, I dive into my life plan and I really start evaluating that. So before we get done here, let me just kind of zero in on this simple life plan. You know, there's a lot of life plans out there, a lot of good templates that you can use. My goal is to try to keep things simple for you. So if you've never done a life plan before, there's actually a template you can download, a PDF template right on this blog post, and you can begin to get some things down on paper. So what you're going to do is you're going to take those 6 areas of focus that I talked about yesterday if you did your homework, and then you're going to look at them in light of these 3 questions. Question 1, why is this area of your life important to you? You may find out that an area you picked really isn't that important to you. Maybe it was given to you by somebody else. Maybe it's not your most important priority. Or maybe it really is and you haven't thought about why it's important to you. And if it is important to you, then you need to get it in your schedule. Number 2, on a scale of 1 to 10, how are you currently doing in this area? Now, this is not to get you feeling negative about your life, but more than anything, this is for you to just honestly take an evaluation right now so that when you check back in 6 months from now or even a year from now, you just might be amazed at how far you've progressed. You can feel that progression happen in your life. And then the third question is, what is your ultimate vision for this area of your life? You need to write this as if you've accomplished it and really just put out the vision for your life. So you want to do that in every single area. And once you've done that, you will have a simplified life plan document that you can look to and that you can evaluate your life. And you may find that you need to change some things. You may find that the way that you're living right now, 3 or even 4 of those areas are not in your weekly schedule at all. Then that means things need to change. So hopefully that makes sense. And my challenge for you is to download the document, write this simple life plan. We're going to use this later on in the program and get going.